Hello everyone, welcome back to Fruition Garden, and if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel and welcome to the first garden tour of 2025. I have a lot of exciting things growing in the garden, so I'm really excited to show you a little bit of that, and I'll probably do more than one video because I won't be able to cover everything in this video. So let's get right into it. So here I have my zucchini bed. Those are going to be the main things I grow here. I have one plant here and I had another one in the back, but it was eaten by the pill bugs. So I do have another seed that I started and I'll be transplanting it shortly into the ground. But this one's looking really healthy. Last fall I turned in, I cover cropped in this area, and I also turned those into the soil as well as lots of organic matter, just leaves, wood chips. So it had lots of time to break down, and I really can see the difference. I actually did it all throughout my garden. I did it in all of my rows that I have here as well. And I can see how healthy everything is because of that. So that's something that I'm definitely going to do every year from here on out. But yeah, this is the Black Beauty zucchini. They get very large green zucchinis. And I think I see some little flowers starting to form down here, the outer part. So that's a great sign. And I'm really excited to get lots of zucchini. And I also have lots of different herbs planted here. This is garlic. And then I have an Egyptian walking onion. I also have, oh, hi there. That's our little cat friend. Can you see him? Hi. Good to see you. He likes to visit the garden. Okay, so this is parsley here, and then I have some leeks growing on the side, and then some nasturtiums as well. Lots of different things. We do have an issue with squash vine borers. However, last year I didn't get any squash vine borer issues, and I think it's due to me growing different types of herbs around my squash. So the insect can't smell the squash and lay its eggs on the stem. So it lays its eggs right on the base of the stem, and when the eggs hatch, they burrow into the stem. And basically they eat the squash from the inside out. So the squash isn't able to take up nutrients from the soil, and then the plant dies. So to prevent that, I'm growing lots of different types of things with strong smells, and it really seems to be helping. So definitely incorporate companion planting and planting different types of things in the soil. Another reason why it's a great idea to do that is because different plants pull different nutrients out of the soil. And so when you have different types of plants growing in the same area, it's going to create a more complete microbiome in the soil, and you'll have just a healthier soil overall, which is the most important thing if you want to grow healthy plants and be successful in whatever it is you want to grow. Moving over to this side, as you can see, I widened this row significantly. And I'm really glad I did that. It makes much more sense for companion planting and wanting to plant lots of different things in the same area. So starting in the front, this is a weed, but I think it's called dogwood or something. And I just let it grow here because it's supposed to be a natural insect repellent. So why not? I'll keep it there. And then I have a persimmon tomato right in the front. I grew this plant last year, and it didn't do too well, and I only got one tomato from it, but it was so good. So I saved seeds from it, and I definitely made sure I planted it this year. I have 2 of these planted, and it's doing really great. And I have it next to this very tall bamboo stick so that it can get as tall as it wants and be supported. And then to the right side of that, I have lots of lettuce coming down this way. This lettuce I harvest. I'm not letting it grow into a full head. So what I do is I just harvest the outer leaves like so. And when you harvest it, it grows right back, as long as you make sure you don't harvest the middle part. If you cut that part off, then the lettuce likely will not grow back. But I'll be doing that, and then when it looks like it's gonna go to seed, I will plant another lettuce plant here. So it's looking really healthy, really good. I don't remember the variety, but really good lettuce. And then I have some radishes growing in the middle. My camera battery is pretty low, so it might die, and I'll just have to continue this video some other time. But this is a watermelon radish. As you can see, it's forming at the base. One of the prettiest looking things you'll ever see. The inside is like bright pink. It's so beautiful. But I have about 5 of these growing, and then I also have like regular radishes growing in the middle. Another great thing to grow with your tomato plants because they help to repel the tomato hornworm and other insects. And then back here I have a red cherry tomato looking so good, getting very tall. And then around it I have borage flower. Borage flower is said to be a great companion plant for tomatoes because it repels insects and it also makes the tomatoes taste better, allegedly. So, hey, why not? And then the flowers that grow on here, they're really beautiful purple small flowers. They're also edible, so it's a win-win. And let's go over to the other side. Passing by our little herb garden here, we got lemon balm, peppermint, and some sage as well. And this is the other row of lettuce that I have growing. We've harvested from this so many times and it just keeps coming back. As long as you harvest from the outer part, it'll continue to come back. And of course, when it gets too warm, then it'll go to seed. And you can just harvest the whole thing, cut it at the base before it gets to that point, and start some new baby lettuce seeds. And get lettuce all year round. And as this tomato, both of these tomatoes get taller, it'll create some natural shade, so I will likely be able to grow. Okay, so my battery died and I had to charge it a bit, and I'm back. So I think we left off with radishes, lettuce, and the tomatoes. And then the next bed over from that, I have another persimmon tomato. Looking really great and very healthy. And then I have more lettuce on each side. This lettuce I'm gonna let grow into a full head. The sun is out a little bit more, so things are starting to wilt a little bit, but we will continue this video. And then on this side I have more lettuce, as you can see. So these I won't be harvesting the leaves from the outside, I'll be letting them grow into a full head. This side is iceberg lettuce, and then this side is I think Caesar lettuce. So I'm excited for that. And then behind the tomato plant, I've got some calendula flowers. I have 2 of them. Again, because of the sun, they're a little wilty right now, but once the sun goes down, they'll perk back up. Oh, look, it's a little ladybug. So cute. And the reason why I planted the calendula is, aside from the fact that it is a great medicinal plant to have, the calendula repels the tomato hornworm, which is one of the grossest pests that I see on my tomato plants. They look like a little inchworm, and they just devour all of the leaves. They get super fat, and before you know it, your tomato plant is just a bunch of branches with no leaves. So I don't want that to happen, especially because I'm growing a lot of tomatoes this year. So hopefully this calendula helps to repel those tomato hornworms, as well as the other stuff I have planted around, like the little herb garden over there, and the onions and the radishes. So between everything that I have, hopefully everything will work together to protect each other. So there we have it. And then across from that this is something that I'm really proud of because it just looks so picture perfect. This is my pepper bed, and I have all red peppers in this section here on both sides. This side, as you can see, is a little bit more grown out than that side. But I have cilantro growing in between each pepper, and I actually can probably harvest the cilantro soon. So I'll just bunch it together and cut it at the bottom, but not too close to the bottom, because as you can see, the new growth is right down here, like in the middle. And so you want to make sure you don't cut that. So once I chop it from like here, it'll grow back really quickly. And so I'm going to do that before it starts to stress and go to seed. And also it's a great repellent, so that my peppers can be nice and protected from any pests that may want to come after them, and hopefully from the deer as well, because the deer love these also. They love to just chomp off the whole top. I haven't had that happen this year. And also we're planting lots of different herbs and things that deer allegedly don't like the smell of. So seems to be working out so far. But here are all my peppers. Again, these are all red bell peppers. And I see some flowers coming up too. Some people top their pepper plants, they chop off the top, and it's supposed to encourage the plant to bush out and get stronger and more sturdy before it produces flower. But peppers take so long to grow that I just feel like I'm stunting it if I do any cutting. I'm sure it'll be fine. I have done that before, but I feel like I'll get a good amount of peppers anyway, because I do have a lot of pepper plants growing. So I'm not too worried about that. And back here where I have this sawdust looking stuff, I planted some ginger. It's either ginger or turmeric. And then in the front area is ginger or turmeric. So one or the other. I don't know which one I put in the front and which one I put in the back. And in between I've got lots of calendula flowers. That's gonna look so pretty when they start to flower. I'm so glad that for the most part they haven't been eaten by the pill bugs, with the exception of this one, but I can always replace it. But they're doing really good. Just waiting for them to really take root, and I'll probably water it again tonight, or just later in the evening, and then not water it for the rest of the week, because I want the roots to really go deep down into the soil and get well established. And then I have, believe it or not, garlic planted on the very outer edge of this raised bed. You can actually see some of them coming up. That's going to be another great repellent for any insects that want to attack the peppers. And there is bug damage, as you can see, but not so much where it's stunting the plant's growth. They seem to still be doing fine. Wow, the cilantro looks amazing. I definitely need to cut this, and I'll do a video of that as well. So we're gonna go over to the other side just so I can show you an up close look of the other peppers and the parsley. So that side I have cilantro. This side I have parsley planted in between all of my peppers, except for this little bald spot here where I just didn't have enough peppers to plant here. So I'll figure something out to put there. I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but we shall figure that out. And then moving on, I have my trellis. Now I wasn't fully thinking things through when I put this trellis up, because I feel like there's a lot of bare space in between where I could have stuff planted. If I tried to plant anything there, it'd be hard to reach, so I did put a cucumber in the middle, as you can see, and that's gonna be fine because it's gonna climb up this trellis and I'll still be able to harvest it. But what I should have done is put the trellis in between two rows, so it kind of goes like this in between two rows, and I can walk through it and just plant on each edge of these two rows all of my peas and green beans to climb up the trellis. But you live and you learn, and I'll probably move it or I'll leave it here, I don't know yet, but everything still looks good. I have some lettuce growing in the front and some spinach, and then I have the Taiwan sweet pea or Taiwan sugar pea and the sugar snap pea growing up the trellises, and the first flower is here. I see some aphids, so hopefully it doesn't get too bad. a good solution would be to grow some nasturtiums, some trailing nasturtium flowers with the peas, because the nasturtiums attract the aphids and they'll go after the flower instead of the peas. However, it can backfire because then if you don't really have a really bad aphid problem, growing the nasturtiums right next to the peas instead of just in a surrounding area can attract the aphids right at your peas, which I don't want. So if I do grow nasturtiums, I'd rather grow them just in a surrounding area and not right next to them, but I can still try it out. It might be fine, just to see if that's a better option for me. So yeah, there's the peas. And then lastly, the last row that I have are all Black Beauty eggplants, as you can see. And it looks like there's a little flower growing here. This one's a little short to have a flower, but oh well, gotta let it go. And in between I have more parsley planted. I also planted some celery in the middle of the row. The scent of the celery is supposed to repel the potato beetle, which the potatoes and eggplants have the same pest issues. So the potato beetle will attack obviously potatoes, but also eggplants. So I may have made a mistake by planting eggplants here and potatoes right next door. And this used to be compost pile, which now has potatoes coming up. But it's probably gonna be fine. And I'll just make sure I have lots of herbs and different things growing around this area. So there's all of my eggplants. Get a nice up close look at this one. This one looks really good. And this is called a Black Beauty eggplant. All the same variety. They get very large purple eggplants. So that's gonna be really awesome. And I think we will conclude it here. This is part 1 of my 2025 garden tour. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you will tune in to my next video where I'll show you more of what I have growing. But until then, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, and have an awesome day.